Do you know what is AI? I asked this question from my daughter and she could not answer. She is the Gen Z breed. So for me and you, which are like old people, some of you are very scared with the term AI. So the idea is to let you understand what is AI, the brief history, and the way we've been dealing with AI. Alexa, for example, is one of the AI example. You've been working with Alexa for such a long time. You've been interacting with Alexa. You've been interacting with Siri, for that matter. So we gonna unfold what is AI, what is generative AI, which is a very exciting thing which has happened to us in our lifetime. And I'm going to talk about how project manager can use AI in day-to-day life. So chapter 1, history and background of AI, so that you understand those technical terms. Chapter 2, project manager's life, different work which we do and how AI can help us. And then the other chapter is going to be demo of, how do we do work with ChatGPT, actual step-by-step instructions using ChatGPT or Gemini and so on. So let's get started. It's a very exciting course, and I can't wait for you to have a look at it. So let's get started. So today we're gonna understand what is AI, history about it, what is AI automation? That's something which we're gonna understand, and how it's impacting our life, pros and cons, and stuff like that. Why I'm teaching this course? One, I'm creating a course AI and project management. I've been a programmer. I've been, a coder. I'm using AI in day-to-day life. In fact, some of the videos which you see are generated via AI prompt. And I know project management, so I understand your problems. I understand day-to-day problems of, how do I collate data, how do I reason data, and stuff like that. So that's why I thought, let me simplify AI and put it in a context of a project manager and see how AI can help us. So that's why this course. So what is AI? AI is a machine behavior. It's a machine that can exhibit human intelligence and behavior. Very, very simple. If a machine can behave like a human being, that is artificial intelligence. So the machine should be able to perceive and understand the surroundings. Should be able. Think of a kid. The kid is human, has a lot of intelligence, can understand and can respond to your emotions, can learn from whatever is going on. Same way, AI maturity, as of now, the AI maturity is something like a kid or maybe, a class 10th student. But it is growing, and it is growing leaps and bounds every day. So AI should be able to learn from teaching, training, its own experiences, should make decisions based on stored memories, should be able to talk. Your kid should be able to talk, right? And it should be able to develop intuition. If I ask AI, what do you think about this given the scenario, it should be able to respond with some reasoning. So AI, when did it started? Long back, 1950. Alan Turing started experimenting. He wrote a program wherein there are some program questions and answers, and there was a test. Whether you are chatting with AI or a person. The game was imitation game, and the idea or the goal of this particular game was to find out whether you are talking with AI or a actual human. The similar thing which we use right now in something called reCAPTCHA. It is a square box which you have to click. Google site if you have to that you are a human. So it is so simple. It's actually an inverse of the imitation game. When you click on this, AI would be very, very simple. It would go, if there's a machine, it's just gonna coordinate and see where am I, where is this captcha. It's gonna go very straight. Wherein we human beings gonna make a lot of mistake. I'm gonna pick up my mouse, gonna move it around, and then finally I come here, click on it, and so on. So that way I would have That way I would have made a lot of mistake, and the making mistake or not going very straight towards a goal is human being. So recapture uses the same principles of the Alan Turing paper called The Imitation Game. In 1952, Arthur Samuel created a logic to mimic a human to play checkers. And this particular game was written so intelligently by looking at the moves of the opponent and by creating moves table logic and so on. And in 1952, the win was that the computer won against a human being. So that was a big win for artificial intelligence. In 1956, John McCarthy and called a lot of people at Dartmouth and called Alan Turing and other people, and that's the time when you would hear the word artificial intelligence for the first time. A lot of time gone by, and you would see in 1980s there was specialized system to diagnose a particular condition, cancer, or in homeopathy you would have certain questions, you keep on answering them and you reach the result that you have these problem and this medication should be given. In 1997, the good part was there was another computer game for chess, and the computer game defeated world chess champion Gary. So that was a huge leap in AI strategy. This particular computer went through a lot of versions, and finally it got to a stage wherein the computer could beat the world chess champion. Nowadays, you have seen AI from 2009. Self-driving cars began. Google, Tesla. You've seen that. The in 2011, you would have Apple Siri was introduced in iPhone 4, and you could talk to the assistant. And a lot of people fell in love with Siri. So that was the extent of how those were loved and even loved now. You would see it in 2014, the smart home AI revolution. Alexa is something which everybody would have had that. I know one of the kid, my friend's kid, he does not listen to his parent. He would wear a sweater because Alexa told him that it's gonna be cold in the evening. That kind of magic Alexa has on people. 2020, you have seen ChatGPT, and we are in 2025. There are newer versions, and there are newer applications. So AI today, if you look at AI so far, you would have seen, streaming services. Streaming services like Netflix would have AIs which would tell you content based on the movies which you have liked before. So it would make a profile for you, and then based on your profile, your previous liking, the kind of movies which you see or which you don't see, it would give you your recommendations. That's one use of AI. Then you would see e-commerce like Alexa integrating with Amazon, and it would again gonna look at your previous buys, look at the quantity, and then it's gonna say time to buy this particular thing again, or we think this is more important for you. For example, one time I started buying things for home improvement because I was shifting my house. And then Amazon started showing me all the home improvement ideas, and some of them were really useful. So that is another use of e-commerce AI, or wherever you see that. Email tools are again another version of AI, or they use some capabilities of AI. For example, Gmail, if you go, you're gonna see there are a lot of mails which has automatically gone in spam, and few of the mails are getting categorized under main email or social email or promotion email or updates email. And you can have your own label, and you can define the rules and stuff like that. So these are again another use wherein you can categorize or bucket certain tasks or certain emails in certain way. You have seen smart devices which can clean your house, for example. Alexa can tell you when to switch what is the weather and stuff like that. So there are an era of smart devices which you have been interacting with. Search engine, if you go to Google, Google would automatically, when you start typing, it will automatically fill the next word for you based on what you are thinking or what you have been searching, and based on what other people have been searching. So this is another example of AI learning in the real time and telling you what to do. Then you have social media AI, things like Instagram, YouTube. They tell you suggestions based on the things which you have been watching. In fact, I have seen in YouTube, it shows you video what your friends have been watching. So this is something which I experimented, and I asked my friend, have you seen this video? And apparently they've been shown my videos as a suggestion, or their video I got to see as a suggestion. Then you would have AI powered chatbots. Nowadays, if you go to any finance site, any banking site, and I get so irritated because all the answers are by chatbot. I want to talk to a human being, but there are a lot of questions which a normal human being asks can be answered via chatbot. And then you have virtual assistants like Siri and others, Alexa, which you can work with. Siri can set a reminder for you. Siri can do a lot of stuff for you. So these are another ways you can use AI as on today. As I told you, Netflix, Siri, Spotify, Instagram, Amazon Shopping, AI chatbot, Google search, productivity. If you look at Microsoft PowerPoint, it can generate, organize your PowerPoint in amazingly nice views and nice background. So these are all examples of AI working with us. So we need to learn AI. It's very, very simple. There's no need to be afraid of it. To learn, let's try and set what is, what is AI. Machine behaving like a human is AI. There are two type of AI: narrow or weak AI, or strong or AGI, or artificial general intelligence is AGI. Um, this is an AGI or strong AGI AI which does not exist as of now. We have narrow or weak AI which exists as of today, as on today. The example of narrow AIs are Siri, Alexa, the things which I spoke about. They are designed to perform one specific task, and they cannot think independently. They cannot do a lot of stuff. If I ask, for example, Siri to create a design for me, they can't do that because they've been not trained on it. Chatbots can only answer. Recommendation systems can suggest content but cannot create new reasoning. Similarly, all these AIs which you see, which we have discussed, all of them can do only one specific task, and they cannot transfer its knowledge across different domains. Wherein AGI, an AGI or strong AGI can think, learn, reason across different fields, just like human. It should be able to understand, learn, and apply intelligence to solve problem without human being programming them. So the potential AIs which we are looking at is the robots which can learn any skill, they can adopt and solve any problem. It's like, you would have another person who would be able to help me. It's like a friend, I can go to XYZ and Uber Steve and I can ask them, help me. They should be able to help me irrespective of any programming. AI scientists, doctors, AI assistants, lawyers, judges, self-driving cars. But they, currently self-driving cars exist, but they do not think like human. A lot of traffic condition things, like if you put a car in India, they won't work, obviously. But human can drive a car in India, obviously, you know that. So all of that, this is what we are looking at in the future of strong AGIs. So if I have to see the differences, weak AIs are task specific and AGIs or strong AIs are general purpose. Weak AIs are pre-programmed, have limited learning. AGI should be able to learn and adopt independently. The weak AI does not reason, but AGI should be able to reason like humans. Example of weak AIs as on today. ChatGPT is growing. I won't say it is a weak AI. It is pretty better AI, but it's available. Alexa, Netflix, and so on. These are the narrow AIs. Future AI doctors or scientists, they're gonna be the future. The existence today, yes, we are all are working with them, and AGI or strong AGI do not exist as on today. We are making progress, but they don't exist. Let's talk about AI patterns. So pattern is the usage. These are the technical names of the AI which we've been dealing with. So there are 7 patterns, and 8th is generative AI, which I'm going to talk about in a separate lesson. Um, so the AI is autonomous conversation, goal-driven hyper-personalization, pattern and anomaly detection, predictive analytics, and recognition. So let's go one by one. Autonomous systems is the AI that thinks and act on its own. This is what where we want to do, where we want to go. So these are like they think and they do not need a person to guide them. They do not need real time any human intervention. So a self-driving car is an autonomous system which does not need a human intervention. Conversation and human interaction AI that talks like us. Siri are the example, Siri, Alexa are the example of conversation AI. Now they are the underlying technologies are kind of pattern detection and then machine learning from itself. Then there are deep neural learning networks. Don't worry about it. We don't have to use a TV. We don't have to know what does TV uses internally. We don't have to get into the overall circuit boards and different type of chips which are put in inside the TV. So similarly, to use an AI or to work with AI, you don't have to worry about what is the underlying technology. Then the third type of AI is goal-driven AI. These are the AIs which started initially the AI that works towards an objective. For example, the AI which was the AI which has to fool human being in chat, or the AI which has to win in chess. All of these are goal driven AIs. You have to give them a goal and they would try and make that happen. Hyper personalization AIs is the AI that adopts to you. So they would understand your profile, they would understand your recommendation, they would understand what's going on, and they would show product suggestions based on your shopping behavior, or Netflix recommend movie based on your viewing history. Then pattern and anomaly detection. This is something which you've been using for long. It was there. The example of this is if you stay generally in Delhi, and I log in every day to Gmail and I check my emails, and someday I go to another location, let's say Boston, and I try and open my email, I am blocked there and then. And same thing goes for banking transaction. If there's a banking transaction which I generally do within the NCR area and I go somewhere else, the banking system gonna call me and they would say, should I authorize or not? Similarly, Gmail would send me an email saying that there's an attempt to log in. If it is you, click on this link. So these have been there. They understand that there are a pattern of you behaving, and anything which exists outside that pattern or regression analysis, there is a flag which is being put in. There are immense usage of this kind of AI in banking, cybersecurity, and other places. Then there's predictive analysis, AI that foresees the future. So what if the share is talking at this pricing level, and this is the trend. Where do you see this particular share later? So the AIs, there are shares, trading AIs which can give you inputs in real time. And there are AIs in the product companies. Example is when customer will likely cancel a subscription. So you can, as a company, you would want to retain customers. So how would you retain those customers? Those kind of pros and cons that would work. So predictive analysis works a lot of places, specifically retaining customers, shopping, shares, and so on. The next AI, which is being used and nowadays heavily used, is recognition. AI that identifies and understands patterns. So AI was very weak in understanding, pictures. It would not be able to understand human faces. But there is whole lot with advancement of data storage and computing power. This is because if I see another person, I don't see his nose is 10 millimeters long or things like that. We don't see that. I recognize a person as a pattern, as a full person, as a face. The same way, in recognition system, you would organize data as a pattern, and the face is divided into certain parts and patterns are formed, and there is huge advancement in this area nowadays. If you pick up your phone, the phone can identify you, and the data is stored within the phone. Even if you are not connected to network, your phone still unlocks. So recognition based AIs were there. Previously it is thumbprint, and now you can analyze the entire face. So a lot of things have changed because of this. If you go to security in airports, eyes are detected, your face can be detected, and your name, etc., automatically are checked in the database. And if you are not flagged to fly, you would be called out. Else, there is no need to ask questions. You are just let go. So that's one of the very good example or usage of recognition AI. So now we have generative AI. That's the next new thing in AIs which is happening. Generative AI is the AI which can respond to you, which can talk to you, which can generate new content. It can generate new pictures. It can generate new music. So generative AI is the in thing. You know generative AI from Google Gemini. You know Chat GPT. You know Bard and other DALE and so on. So this is the new big wave which has come in. How it works? It is sitting on generative AI, and there are foundation models, certain patterns which you have seen, which we have understood, recognition and this and that, analytics and so on. So patterns are there, and large language models are the model in which you can speak or type or chat and so on. And GPT is the way I can interact with all the information which is lying there in the language which it is being trained on. So GPT is the interface I can work with or talk to or can generate images with that interface. It's like computer programming language. Computer does have a lot of things. When we started learning assembly language, so we were talking to computer using assembly language, and now then C++ and so on. Similarly here, the way to talk to this generative AI is we can talk to GPT models. Very, very simple. In a nutshell, all the AIs, we have generative AI. Content is created, language translation can happen, art generation can happen. However, the data dependency is an issue. You cannot have, um, you know, the it, the output the output is as the input. It cannot think as on today. It can copy and paste data from different places, so there are ethical concerns. You would have seen cases like, the data is copied from Times website or Wikipedia and so on. It does not understand the data, it will just copy and paste based on the patterns. It is very, very resource, it eats up resources, so requires a lot of computing powers. And if any content which I generate through AI, it has generalization issue, meaning it is available on the web somewhere. So it cannot think of its own. That's the problem. So, with all of that, the concept which has come is augmented intelligence. What is it? We as humans, we have strength, we have intuition, we are very good in emotional intelligence, we have common sense, we are good in creativity, and we learn fast. Wherein our weakness is we cannot deal with a lot of data. We can't think in problems and statics and so on. We have biases, um, and we do not train well. I don't want to sit and get training. I want a capsule to come and train me. I should be able to put it in my mind, something like Trinity, and should be good. Wherein machine is very good in thinking with data, dealing with large set of information. It is very easy to train, and it does not have selfish motivations as on today. Instead, okay, it would a goal-driven AI would have selfish motives as directed by humans towards that goal. The problem with machine is they do not have intuition. They do not have emotional intelligence. Machine does not have common sense or creativity. It also obviously does not have biases. And also what the kind of outcome it's going to perform is based on the training data it's been given. So the idea is that human should work alongside the machine AI and generate that outcome. So we should not leave AI independently. It should be like a friend wherein we both sit and create something unique. So whatever I have, which I lack in, I should be able to make that up using AI. That's the next model. We work as friends. So that's pretty much the fundamentals of AI. In the next session, I'm going to talk about generative AI. What is it and how are we dealing with it? What is the future of generative AI? I hope you like the course or the content. In case you have any suggestions or in case you have any request that this is topic you want to see, please do write to me in the comments box or write to me at help@kavitasharma.net. I will be happy to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you. Have a very nice day. Bye bye.